brought to the conclusion of the debate section of the evening. We will now move into closing statements. We will invite Richard Stewart to please make your way to the podium. You have 1 minute for your closing statement. No, Lou Segura, it's closing statements one at a time. So Richard Stewart will be first. Thank you, Mr. Segura. Richard, when you're ready.
So you've seen the diversity on council here. We've got a diversity among the candidates, and we've got some really, that's what makes council work. And I really want to see a council that works together. And we've done that. I mean, in the last 6 years, actually, we've probably voted unanimously more often than we've had differences on council. We quite often have entire meetings where we've worked out the differences. We've managed to create public policy that makes sense and that can essentially be improved by the input of each one. And so that's what I really like. I like the diversity of an independent council, and I support an independent council. We've developed consensus through our community. We've developed consensus through our neighborhood plans and through the kinds of consultation with neighborhoods and with our residents. And I think we can move forward to a bright future in Coquitlam, and I look forward to your support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Richard. Next, we have Lou Segura.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I will bring leadership to the City Hall. No question about it. When I was the mayor there for 16 years in the 1890s, there was a lot of leadership for council members, staff, and the public. And that's what they enjoyed. Number one, that I will build ice arenas. No question about it, we need them. Dry floor space, tennis courts. There's many other things that need to be done in this city. But leadership is something that's been missing. That's why I'm running, ladies and gentlemen. 42 years in politics, and I've never seen such a mess as we have in the City Hall today. We have no leadership whatsoever. The council tries to show leadership because the mayor can't. So, ladies and gentlemen, on November the 15th, we'll do Segura for complete change and some leadership, and no cocktail parties in the mayor's office. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Segura. Rich? Mr. Hovlich, you have 1 minute.
Yes, hi. I do apologize for the slip up on the debate. I haven't debated in a while. This format caught me by surprise, so I do apologize for that. You had a good laugh at my expense. So that's all good. I have history, or I've experience with federal politics and provincial politics. And the reason I basically run for mayor, because like I said, I've encountered a whole bunch of unacceptable issues with the mayor and certain city council members who have negated their responsibility repeatedly. I've tried to bring them into their attention. One of them was $150 million for 5 schools. Now I lobbied Christy Clark in order to obtain for Tri-Cities I brought to business here. And if I were to be mayor, I would invoke all kinds of tax incentives for businesses to come to Coquitlam, including the movie industry and construction-related ventures to generate business for the commerce. And I think I would be able to fulfill those obligations.
Thank you, Mark. That's 1 minute.
If I was elected mayor.
Thank you, Mark. Next up, we have Neil Nicholson.
Thank you. So I'm one of a team of 5 strong leaders. Some might call it a slate. You call it that if you like. But if what worries you is block voting and people moving in lockstep with each other, take a look at the way Chris and Bonita and I have voted in the year and a bit that they've been on council with me. We don't always vote the same. And when we differ, it's often on a matter that's of considerable significance. The reason that that happens is because although we have a pretty common set of principles and beliefs, the one thing that we all do is listen to the people. And when we listen to the people, sometimes someone hits my hot button, and sometimes they catch Benita's, sometimes they catch Chris's. So we don't always vote as a block. we are responding to the wishes of residents in everything that we do.
Thank you, Neil. That's 1 minute. Next, we have May Reed.
Thank you. It's been a really enlightening evening, and hopefully it has been for you. I just don't want anyone here leaving thinking that the city gets developed without a plan. We have a plan. We have to have a plan. We are legislated, so we have to have a plan. The mayor and I sit at Metro Vancouver, and of course we have to protect our part of the plan in Coquitlam in the regional growth strategy, because that's what designates what density you accept. We work very hard on our plans in Coquitlam. There is an OCP, the original. There is an update in 2012 in the transit-oriented development part, and we are upgrading it again because the TDS only goes 800 meters out from the station. So please keep us working. I look forward to being your city councillor for another 4 years. These are very important 4 years. Thank you.
Next is Justin Kim.
As it is, Coquitlam is a beautiful city and fast growing. We just need a proper plan and properly executed. Our councillors and the mayor were doing a good job. I want to keep up the good job when I'm elected. So let us picture our children, our grandchildren enjoying a multitude of activities, walking through the parks, playing baseball, soccer, out in the field, curling at an arena, simply enjoying a good book at the local libraries. I mean, I can also see my parents enjoying Dogwood Pavilion, Glen Pine Pavilion, or being a member of Club Bellage, enjoying their life in the communities that they love. As your city councillor, I'll do my best to protect, sustain these important aspects of life in Coquitlam, the best place on earth to live.
Thank you, Justin. That's 1 minute. Next is Shobha Nair.
Ladies and gentlemen, in Coquitlam, I've experienced community life wearing many hats. As a student, as an educator, as a parent who is raising 3 teenagers, and a community worker. I was in leadership position in a community organization and civic organizations. I understand the needs of the people, and I'd like to be a part of the solution. If elected, I'll try to engage and listen to every citizens who grew up here to the person who arrived yesterday, because I was in their shoes a few years ago. Please elect 5 strong leaders of Coquitlam, and Coquitlam, you need to rise up because there is excellence here. Thank you.
Thank you, Shobha. Next is Craig Hodge.
During my first term on council, I chaired the Millardville Revitalization Committee, and I helped save the oldest house in Coquitlam, the historic Booth Farm. I chaired the Riverview Lands Advisory Committee, and I was a strong advocate to get a new mental health facility there and to preserve those beautiful grounds. I was a strong voice for local business, and I brought the 3 cities together for the first time to create a single business license here. That helps cut red tape, it helps businesses prosper, and that helps create jobs right here for our residents. When Burke Mountain students lost their bus service this fall due to school budget cuts, I worked with parents to create our own bus service up there. And this afternoon, 40 kids had a safe ride home because of the work that we were able to do up there. I have a history of getting things done here in Coquitlam. I have a history, I've proven I can work with the other councillors. I've shown leadership, and I hope that you will re-elect me to City Council on November the 15th. Thank you.
Thank you, Craig. Next is Andy Shen.
Thank you for the great evening. I'm running for council because I want to move Coquitlam forward. I want to represent you on council. I want to represent you, the hardworking taxpayers of Coquitlam. You work hard, you deserve a tax break, you deserve a safe Coquitlam, and I want to get that for you. We all have a wide range of expertise to offer. We have May, who's an expert in seeing Coquitlam change. We have Brent, who's a bus driver. But we need to attract new talent to council. I think that I'm the best person to work with other governments. In fact, I've been to Ottawa, so I know what it's like. I'm going to get whatever we need for you, the taxpayers. I hope I can count on your support. My flyer's in the back. There's lots of promises. I hope you can read every single one of them, and I will fulfill them. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. Next is Jack Tremblay.
Thanks very much for coming out tonight. I am probably, as a banker, I'm probably the most conservative person out here. When I wanted to run for office, I seeked out people with good character and integrity. I met Chris and Shoba and Neil and Benita, and they are of good character. And they're passionate about putting residents first. And when we put this platform together, we shared it with people, and people endorsed us. Because people thought that it was a good thing to put people first, and that's what it's all about. I'm disappointed at the fact that people want to fearmonger for their own self-interest. We're here as a team, and when you sit back here, when this thing is over, come up and talk to these people and see how passionate they are about putting residents first. And that's why I'm part of this team, because I want success for you, and I want to take care of you first. I want to give you a voice, I want to protect your interest, and I want to put residents first, and you talk to these other 4 people and see what it's all about. Thanks very much.
Thank you, Jack. Next is Terry Towner.
I'm really glad that we had time for the closing statement tonight, because I want you all to know that I do my homework. I attended the Chamber of Business School when they told us, we do a lot of door knocking. I've been door knocking since July, but we don't do a lot of door knocking at the businesses. So I attended the school, I read Mike Hines' blog about what the 5 issues were, I met with staff, and I talked with lots of businesses. Not once did incinerators come up or auditor general issues. So I want you to know I did my homework, I'm prepared, I know the issues, and I'm running for council because of all my community involvements. I'm a passionate community builder, I'm a candidate who cares, I will listen and represent the members of our community, businesses, residents, seniors, youth, whatever, and bring a fresh voice to council for you.
Next is Ben Craig.
Thanks, Aaron, and Mike, and thanks again to the Tri-City Chamber of Commerce for hosting this important event. I've heard it on the doorsteps all over this city that if you don't participate, you can't complain. Tonight shows our residents are eager to participate, so thanks a lot for everybody coming out tonight. As most of you know, I come from the business world. In the business world, you keep costs under control or you perish. I understand the value of a dollar and the need to stick to budgets. As a business person and a taxpayer, I'll bring those values to City Hall. Thank you.
Next is Terry O'Neill.
Thank you for hosting this event, and thank you for coming here tonight. My background in journalism and volunteering taught me the importance of standing up for what you believe in and for working hard to support others. That's why I've helped found the Eagle Ridge Residents Association many years ago, and that's why I'm proud of the role that I've played in council to shrink the tax increases every year that we've been on to a rate that's now half of what it was at 3 years before I was on. I hope you give me the chance to build on the successes I helped initiate in the area of democratic reform as well. Real consultation with the public is important. As Coquitlam keeps growing, we need councillors with good judgment and solid experience. Remember, as an independent candidate, I am not beholden to any slate, any team, or any party. My priority is you, the taxpayer, the voter, and the citizen. That's my promise, and you can count on it. Thank you.
Thank you, Terry. Next up is Chris Wilson.
I really want to thank you again for coming out tonight. I had different closing remarks prepared, but I feel compelled to clear some things up. I'm a business administration graduate. I believe solidly in free enterprise, and I'm very proud to be a member of the NDP. And when somebody puts that in a disparaging comment, I think that's unfair. Okay? You've heard a lot about slates tonight. Well, you can thank Richard Stewart for slates, because he ran on a slate when he first became a councillor. He picked his preferred candidates in the by-election and seriously campaigned for them. And he's got his own team working with him tonight. So let's be honest, let's be transparent, and let's be open. Because that's what our taxpayers, our residents, and our citizens really want. Okay? They don't want people hiding behind the scenes, pretending that they're not working together. They want people who are going to be honest and tell you what they're going to do. And that's exactly what we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Next is Bonita Zarrillo.
This is a very important election. This is a 4-year term. And in that 4 years, Coquitlam is going to change dramatically. And who is going to lead that change is absolutely key. As a current city councillor, I believe that the relationship that we've had as a city with the business has not been invested in enough. We need to build a stronger relationship because we need to rely on our businesses to help us grow and prosper in this community. That's why I'm asking you to elect me again this term, as well as my colleagues on the Protect Coquitlam team, because we need to invest enough time in the relationship with businesses to make the changes we need in the community. We need more collaboration, and we need a mayor and council that will respect the role of businesses. Together as a team, we can ensure that, and we can provide the leadership we need to move the change. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Next is Dennis Marsden.
Well, thank you to the Chamber of Commerce for hosting tonight, and thank you all for coming out, and for those of you who are at home watching it online. What we've heard about tonight and our previous debates is a need for leadership, a need for collaboration, and a need for vision. I believe I offer all those skill sets in my time with the Chamber of Commerce, as a board member of the BC Chamber, as the president here. My time as treasurer of the Eagle Ridge Hospital Foundation. I've worked to help develop strategic visions. I've worked to help ensure that the finances are taken care of appropriately. And I've provided leadership. And I believe that leadership comes from within. Every single person up here is asking for you to support them to be a community leader. And I think that's what we need to do, regardless of political stripe, is to work, collaborate together. I believe I have that track record, and I ask for your support. On November 15th, please elect Dennis Marsden for Coquitlam City Council. Thank you.
Next is Brent Asmussen.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for coming out on such a wet night and to be involved in the democratic process. We need to get our voter up from the 21% to 50%, but you're one of those people that have shown an interest, and thank you for that. I've been a councillor 3 terms now. I've taken great pride in my ability to work with others, compromise, find solutions for today and tomorrow to grow the city and move it forward. I've supported new facilities in the city for a new ice rink, new Chimo pool, a new David Bridge going over there. We have done the new dry floor facility. I've supported the hiring of 34 more police officers, more firefighters to protect you, serve your community. But I'm a fiscal conservative, always looking out for making sure that we have the best value for you and your tax dollars. You can see that in my record. On November 15th, please vote Brent Asmussen for Coquitlam City Council. Thank you.
This will conclude our evening's event. Thank you all for coming out and participating tonight. As a reminder, archive footage will be available at www.tricitieschamber.com. Thank you to our sponsors, Ani Group, Best Western Plus, Coquitlam Inn, and Tri-Cities Community TV. My name is Brian Hyndman, I was your moderator. Thank you again for participating, and don't forget to vote on November 15th.